Payoff Pitch Baseball proudly presents the 1994 season restart. Today's game, August 22, 1994, from Yankee Stadium. It's the Kansas City Royals versus the New York Yankees. Good evening, everybody out there. This is Robert from RJL 518. Welcoming you here to Yankee Stadium as we now begin our second full week of the 1994 season restart. And tonight, I got another big game tonight as the Kansas City Royals take on the New York Yankees here at Yankee Stadium. And this is a very important game, of course, as most of the games have been playing are all pretty important right now. As doing this restart starts in the middle of August, and games and teams are in the playoff push, and teams are, some teams are out of it. Some are, some are not. And they're all fighting to see who's going to be there to be playing baseball in October. Kansas City comes into tonight's game at 68-56. The New York Yankees come in at 75-47. And for those of you who want to take a look at the American League standings, this is the new standing sheet. As you can see, the New York Yankees still have a nice, pretty much a nice 5.5 game lead over Baltimore. Toronto actually went 5-4 last week. This is the results here. You can pause the video on a replay, and you can take a look and see the American League standings. As you can see, that California actually got off to had a good week last week, 6-3. They've now gone to 53 wins and 66 losses. But look at how tight this American League Central is. Cleveland and Chicago White Sox, both with 72 wins. The White Sox a half game back, and Kansas City is right behind them as well. So must-win games here in the American League. And Steeler fan joins us here at Yankee Stadium as usual. You always seem to be the first one to arrive. So pull up a chair, sit down. We're probably going to have another crazy game with the Kansas City Royals. And for those of you who have not watched, the last time I played the Royals, they were home against the Baltimore Orioles only a couple of nights ago, and I suggest you check the game out on my channel. It was a lot of fun to play. But tonight, it's the Royals and the Yankees, and every time these two teams get together, it's always tight. The Yankees are always the big draw. The Royals right now are still trying to stay are very much in the wild card race. And I didn't really bring up the wild cards, as you can see that here in the wild card. Kansas City, you remember they only had one wild card in '94, but we're going to do two wild cards here. So, okay, like modern day baseball playoff rules, but instead of a wild card game, maybe best of three. And you see the White Sox in Baltimore right now, the Chicago White Sox in Baltimore own the wild cards. But look where Kansas City is. Only pretty much right behind Baltimore. Kansas City went 4-5 last week, and you to watch batting practice, exactly. Watch batting practice. So, but then again, it's not much batting practice. We're all set to go get game. I just want to go ahead and tell all my fans what the standings are doing right now. So let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's game. First of all, let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Kansas City Royals. It will be Vince Coleman batting first, Brian McRae batting second, Wally Joyner will bat third, Bob Hamlin is the designated hitter. He will bat fourth. Gary Gaetti gets the call at third base, batting fifth. Felix Jose batting sixth, Brent Main batting seventh, Greg Gagne batting eighth, and Jose Lind will be batting ninth. Defensively for the Yankees, we got Mattingly at first base. Gallego is playing second today as Velarde gets the call at shortstop. Boggs will be at third. In left field is Polonia. Center field is Boston. Right field is O'Neill. The catcher is Stanley. And on the mound for the New York Yankees tonight is Melido Perez. Perez, 9 wins, 4 losses, but a 4.10 ERA. He averaged about 6.5 strikeouts, 3.5 walks, and a home run per 9 innings. So that's what Melido Perez is looking at tonight. And we know New York has definitely is still playing look, and they're looking strong, and they're playing hard. The Royals are coming off a big series off of Baltimore. Now they got to go to New York to play the Yankees, another big series. The Royals I believe they did take 2 out of 3 in that series. So who knows what's to come tonight as these teams get together. Cards are shuffled. Everything is set to go. Dice are warmed up and ready to go. Let's get to the top of the first inning for the Kansas City Royals. Leading off for them will be Vince Coleman. We got 2 righties on the mound. So Vince Coleman batted .231 with no homers against right-handed pitching. I also got a special announcement to make around after the third inning to let you know what else I'm about to do. For those of you who haven't checked Facebook, but I will go ahead and I'll let you know at the end of three. Here's the pitch to Coleman. This game is underway. It's a 9. It's a patient. It's a 26, and Vince Coleman's going to draw the early base on balls. So Coleman takes a walk to first already, and the batter will be Brian McRae. Vince Coleman, however, has a steal a 9. It's a B, and I'm going to send him on a 9. So let's take a look and see what Stanley's catcher rating. It's a 2, so it would be a B2 for Vince Coleman. Oh, that's normal. That's going to be tight. So in that case, first I'm going to see if he gets the. Let's see if he gets the. As I said, I use this optional get a jump chart. So this tells me the first thing I do when I look at this. This tells me I have a lead. So he has the lead. Now we see if he gets the jump. And his rating, as I said, his steal rating is a 9, and the hold rating for Perez is an 8. So let's see what we get here. So 9, 8. So a 0 to 77, he goes. There's the 43. So he's on his way. And it's a normal. So let's see what happens here as we draw the next card. We look here, and the throw to second, and he is. Ooh, that's the first time I pulled that. Refer to previous cards 1D6 result. 1 to 3 out and check runner for injury. 4 to 6 safe and check fielder for injury. Oh, refer to previous cards 1D6 result, and it's a 5. Oh, that's a 5. At 46, he is safe, and you check the fielder for injury. So Vince Coleman slid into second base, and the fielder on that, as Brian McRae was batting from the left side. So that means that the fielder, I think it would have been the shortstop, wouldn't it? Batting from the left, he's batting the left side. No, the second, no, that would have been the shortstop. That's right, shortstop. Shortstop would be covering. So that is Velarde's. Let's check his injury rating, see how he is. And Velarde's injury rating is a normal. So now I go to the injury check, to the injury chart to see if he's hurt, and we pick another card, and it is a 26, and it comes up as he is fine. A little banged up, a little bruised, but he is all right. He's a baseball player. He will be okay. So Vince Coleman, all that just to find out that Vince Coleman does steal second base, but Velarde is okay, so he'll be fine. And let's get back to the action here. So Brian McRae, the batter now, batted .259 with 3 homers, but already a runner on second for the Royals. Yankee Stadium of Neutral Park, 1 to 51 for righties, a 1 to 49 for lefties in the wheelhouse. Neutral Park. There's the pitch, and we got a 7. That's going to be a tough. It's a 78, and that's going to be a fly ball to center field. Coming under that one will be Darryl Boston. He will make the catch, 1 out, and Coleman will have to hold. So 1 man down already there, and Coleman holds at second base, and the batter will be Wally Joyner. Joyner bats .314 and 7 homers against right-handers. And let's see what Melido Perez dials up here. Here's the pitch, and that is a 4 that's going to be in play, 21, and that is definitely going to be a base hit. It's a single. Let's see what kind of action we get. It's a single. It's a sharp liner that drops in front of the left fielder. Vince Coleman and it says runner on second advances 1 base. So obviously Coleman, it was a little bit shallow. Coleman will have to hold the third, although he's got the speed to get there. But I think he'll hold the third base with 1 out. So a base hit for Joyner, and that is a first hit off of Perez. Coleman goes to third. And already with runners at the corners and 1 out, the batter is Bob Milacki for Kansas City. Bats .287 with 24 homers against right-handed. So Bob Milacki, definitely a guy that can blast it. And, of course, we've seen Milacki hit home runs before in this game. Infield is going to play back. They'll concede the run if possible, maybe get the double play. Although Milacki does not ground out into many of them. So here's the pitch from Perez, and that's going to be a 3. That's a defense. That's a 20. Oh, boy, we're already getting some strange rolls. That's a range check to the second base. That is Gallego. His range is a C, And that's a 1-44. The Royals are 20. That's going to get by him, and that's going to go for a base hit past Gallego as he can't make the play. And that's going to be a single two-bagger, so Vince Coleman will score on the single. Joyner will go to third, and he'll hold there. And just like that, here in the first inning, the Royals are already out to a 1-0 lead. Runners at the corners now, still one, and still runners at the corners and still one out. And the batter will be Gary Gaetti, batted .297 with 7 homers against right-handers in '94 for Kansas City. So we got runners at the corner still with 1 out, as right now Melido Perez already getting in some early trouble here with the Yankees, and fans here at Yankee Stadium are still piling in. So here's the pitch to Gaetti. Infield is still playing back. That's a 9. That's going to be a patient, a 25, and Gaetti is going to belt this one. That is going to be another single for the Royals. That's a base hit. That is definitely a base hit. It's a long single into the gap to center field. The runner on first advances 1 base, so Hamlin will hold at second. Gaetti goes to first. Joyner scores, and it's now 2-0 Royals. Oh, wow. In a big game here, actually a big series between these two. This is a series, as always, between the teams here. It's a big series for the Royals. They try to stay with the White Sox and, of course, Cleveland in the American League Central. So Kansas City now leads at 2-0 here in the top of the first. Runners at first and second, still 1 out. And Showalter's going to go talk to Melido Perez for a second, settle him down here, see if he can get him to try to collect himself. And now they'll go back to the dugout. Here's Felix Jose, batted .295 with 8 home runs against for KC in '94. So 1 out still. Runners up first and second. Here's the pitch. That's a 6. That's an in play, 54, and that's going to be a ground ball to third. That's a ground ball to third. It's a 6. Jose's double play rating is an 8. Perez is a 7, and he's going to get it. It's the ground ball to third. Nice play by Boggs. He tags the bag to get the force to third, throws to second for the force, and the side is retired as Melido Perez gets out of it by a double play. Oh, my. But 2 runs come in on 3 hits for Kansas City. Will go to the bottom half of the first. Already 2-0 Royals. I have a funny feeling we're going to be in for a lot of fireworks tonight. And remember, these two teams, this is a rivalry between Kansas City and the Yankees. It's always been a tight rivalry. These two teams, these two franchises never really liked each other. They never did. So I put the wrong guy back in there. So you never know what happens when these two teams get together. Let's take a look at the starting lineup now for the New York Yankees. Batting first will be Luis Polonia. Wade Boggs will bat second. Don Mattingly will bat third. Danny Tartable, the designated hitter, will bat fourth. Paul O'Neill will bat fifth. Darrell Boston sixth. Mike Stanley will be seventh. Randy Velarde will bat eighth. And Mike Gallego will be batting ninth. Defensively for Kansas City, Joyner is at first base. Leand is at second. Shortstop is Gagne. Right fielder, third base Gaetti. Left fielder Coleman. Center fielder McRae. The right fielder is Jose. Maine is behind the plate. And on the mound for the Kansas City Royals is Bob Milacki, as he gets to start today. No wins, 5 losses, a 6.14 ERA. And the Royals already gave him a 2-0 lead. He averages about less than 3 strikeouts, a little bit over 3 walks, and a homer every 9 innings. Bob Milacki, not one of their better pitchers, but he did have 10 games started. And according to the lineup that I chose to utilize in this game, he gets to start tonight. As I said, I think we're going to be in for some fireworks. Leading off for New York will be Luis Polonia. He bats .334 with a homer against right-handers. And we'll see if Bob Milacki can get things started here. And the Yankees will try to get some runs back. Here's the pitch to start the bottom of the first. And that is a tough, it's a 74, and that is a fly ball center field. Coming under that will be McRae, and he will make the catch for the first out. Amazing that a 12 is a tough on this card. That is interesting. So by then, I guess with a 6.14 ERA, I guess is the kind of card you get. Here is Wade Boggs, Hall of Famer, batted .353, 10 homers against righties in '94. Always a threat to get base hits. So Bob Milacki is trying to get it in there. I have not rolled the before I do that, I should roll and see what the fatigue rating for Milacki. 7 times 4 is 28. It'll be a 30. So 9, 8, 27. His fatigue rating will be here. And then for Melido Perez, his fatigue rating is at 8 times 4, 32. It'll be 34. So 9, 8. So 9, 18, 27, 8, 9, 31, 2. We'll say 34. So it's 36, isn't it? Because it's 8 times 4 is 32. So 34. So 9, 18, 27, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that will be his fatigue rating. Okay. Fatigue rate. I use the optional fatigue rule that is available on the Payoff Pitch Freebies website. I think it makes it a little bit easier to tell if pitchers are fatigued. But of course, one rule is if they give up 6 runs before that, they're automatically fatigued. So here's the pitch from Milacki now. It's a 7. That's going to be a patient, a 21. And Wade Boggs is going to draw the ball for base on balls. He'll go to first there as he gets the walk. And his steal rating's a 3, is not going to go. And we will see Don Mattingly, Donnie Baseball, batted .307 with 5 home runs against the righties in '94. This was a very good Yankees team, but if there is an Achilles heel to them, I feel it's the bullpen. We got 1 out, runner on first. There's the pitch to Mattingly. And it is a 6. That's an in play, a 26. And Don Mattingly is going to belt a base hit. It's going to be a long single into the gap in center field. Runner on first advances 1 base, so Boggs is going to hold at second. And already Bob Milacki in some trouble with runners at first and second and 1 out here in the bottom of the first. If you're Kansas City, you don't want to give up any runs. And when you just got some runs against this team as well in the top of the inning, always bad when you do that. Any momentum you get in the inning you scored runs, you always give it back, the momentum back to the team that when it gets runs back. Even if it's any amount of runs, it doesn't matter. You always want to try to get them put a 0 on the scoreboard. So we now have runners at first and second. Here's Danny Tartable. Tartable batted .219 with 10 homers against righties. So Bob Milacki tries to look into the sign, and let's see what he gives. See what happens. Here's the pitch. Here's the pitch. That's a 7. That's a patient. It's a 71, and that was going to be a fly ball center field. Brian McRae is going to be able to get to that one. He makes the catch for the second out. So Tartable flies out, and now with 2 down, it will bring up Paul O'Neill. O'Neill batted .380 with 14 homers against the righties in 1994. He very good hitter. A lot of people thought this Yankees team was maybe. Remember, they didn't win the World Series until a couple of years. 95, 96. This Yankees team, and yet a lot of people thought this team could have maybe won it this year. Amazing, but I have a funny feeling the Expos, the Reds, the Royals, the White Sox might have had a lot of things to say about that. But now 2 down, and here's the pitch to O'Neill. See what we get. It's a 9. That's going to be in play, but it's a 64. It's going to be a fly ball to left. Vince Coleman is going to get under that. He will make the catch, and the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit and a walk. And the Yankees strand 2 base runners. And Bob Milacki gives himself a little bit of a fist bump, knowing that he actually got out of maybe a bit of a jam. So 2-0 Royals still. As we now go to the top of the second inning. To let you know, Steeler fan, I did talk to D. Scott, who is the Royals fan that we all know and love, and let him know I was playing. But unfortunately, he said he had a softball game to go to tonight. Yeah, you're going to go to a softball game and not watch me play your Royals. You know what? What kind of a fan are you? I'm glad you're here, though, Steeler fan, watching a little baseball. As we're now ready to go to the top of the second inning. Melido Perez will come out again for the Pinstripes. And coming up for KC will be Brent Maine. Brent Maine batted .258 with 2 homers against righties for 1994 Kansas City. As we go here to the top of the second, see what happens here. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 10. That's a patient, a 29. And Brent Maine is going to draw a walk. So already Melido Perez gets himself in trouble here on another base on balls to the leadoff batter. He will go to his steal ratings of 3. He's not going. I know, you're right. So here's Greg Gagne. Gagne batted .267 with 6 homers against right-handers. And we'll see what Perez does here. Maine on it first, nobody out. And we got a 5. That's a tough. That's a 53. And Gagne's going to swing and a miss. He struck him out. 1 down. Big strikeout for Perez. I kind of think he needed that one to boost his confidence a bit. Yeah, he can catch it on tape delay. I told him that too. Exactly. And by the way, and D. Scott, if you are watching this on tape delay, you know I love you. Here's Jose Lind. He bats .273 with no homers against righties for 1994 Kansas City. So Maine's still on it first. And here's the pitch from Perez. And that's going to be an 8. That's a tough 12. And that is a strikeout. Jose Lind caught looking at strike 3. I think he was looking for the fastball, and he got the curve. And it was right down Broadway when it went into the catcher's glove, and we got 2 down. Top of the batting order now for KC. Here's Coleman. Coleman walked and scored his last time up. Pitch from Perez. And that is an 8. That's a tough. That's a 71. And that's going to be a ground ball hit right to second. Coming under that is going to be Gallego. He has it. He throws to shortstop, covering the bag at second base. And Melido Perez, after the leadoff walk, doesn't give up anything else. And that's the end of the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and a walk. We go to the bottom half of inning number 2. Here comes Bob Milacki, hoping to maybe have a better inning, even though he did not give up any runs in the bottom of the first. Leading off for New York will be Darryl Boston. He gets the call today at center field. Boston batted .184 with 4 homers against righties in 94. Here's the pitch to Boston from Milacki, and that is a 9. That's going to be in play, and it's going to be a rare play. So we go to the rare play chart. So let's see what we're going to get here. We have 6 and then 4. So 64. That's what we're going to say. If a non-dome game is halted immediately because of rain. Option, play game until winner decided, then call game. Ooh. Oh, option, play game until winner decided, then call game. That's tough. I didn't expect to see that coming, as it's starting to come pouring down all over the place, and the game is halted immediately because of rain. We're going to play the game until the winner decided, then call. So that means that if that's the case, so we're just going to play. We're just going to play it on. We're going to avoid that because I really don't want the rainouts. So we're going to avoid it. A quick rain delay, but the rain stops and we'll get back to it. We will do this again. So Darryl Boston, and I know I'm probably going to catch a little flack from it from some of my subs, but okay. We'll try this again. Here's Darryl Boston. And that is a 7. It's a patient this time. It's an 18. And that is going to be a walk to Boston. So Bob Milacki walks Boston on a patient, and he'll go to first base. And just like Melido Perez, he walks the leadoff batter. Boston on at first. The steal rating's a 4. He will not run. And that will bring up Mike Stanley. He's doing the catching tonight, batting .290 with 8 home runs against right-handers. So here's the pitch. Here's the pitch to Stanley from Milacki. That is a 9. That's an in play. That's a 19, and that is a single by Mike Stanley. He belts this one. He belts a line drive into left field. Runner on first advances 1 base. Boston will hold at second base. And once again, Bob Milacki in some trouble. Runners at first and second, and nobody out. Maybe we should call the game. Well, we'll see what happens here. I'm still thinking I still might actually use that. We'll play. It says play under the option the winner is made. So we'll see what I can do there. As it is drizzling, so the rain is coming down. All right, but they're going to try to get this game in as much as possible. So here's Randy Velarde. Velarde batted .279 with 4 homers against right-handed pitching, and I'm already thinking of a way of doing something with the rain after the top of the 5th inning. So we will play at least until then, and then I think I might have an idea. But it is drizzling right now, so we'll see what happens. So here's Velarde though, nobody out, runners at first and second. Here's the pitch to Milacki, and that is that is a 4. That's an in-play 0-7, and Velarde is going to belt this one all the way into the outfield. That's going to be a clean double for Randy Velarde. That's a deep drive to center field. It one-hops the wall. Darryl Boston will score. Stanley will go to third, and he will hold there. As already the Yankees are trying to get the runs back, and they get one of them already. And it is now 2-1. Two to one score. Runners at second and third, and still nobody out. Oh my, what a big hit for Velarde there. Scores the run. Stanley holds. And the next batter for the Yankees will be Mike Gallego. Gallego bats .226, 3 homers against right-handers. Runners at second and third. What do you do here if you're Kansas City? Let's see. I think you go ahead. You can't get the double play, and you don't want to pitch to Polonia. The Yankees the Royals are going to play normal infield. It's still early. It's second inning, but runners at second and third. But right now, Milacki's having some trouble. Let's see what happens with Gallego. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 7. That's a patient 0-7, and he walked him anyway. So I was thinking of doing an intentional walk, and Milacki made the decision for me. Nobody out, but now the bases are loaded. And it looks like we already have action warming up in the Kansas City bullpen. And bases loaded, and the batter is Luis Polonia. The Royals will continue to play back as they're looking for the double play. It's still early in this game. It's 2-1. Plenty of time. Polonia flew out his last time up. So we'll see what happens here. Bob Milacki, bases juiced, no place to put him. Nobody out. Still. Here's the pitch. And that is a 6. That's an in play. It's an 88. And that's a ground ball to second base. Let's see what happens. It's a 6. Polonia's double play rating is a 7. Milacki's is a 6. It's equal to. He will get the double play. He throws to second. He throws to second for 1, and then he goes back to first for 2 for the double play. Stanley does score, but they do get the 2 outs, and it is now a 2-2 tie. As we have 2s across the board. So Stanley scores. Velarde goes to third. Gallego is out. So now you have runners at third. Runner on third base with 2 outs. As it looks like the right play was made in this case. So they only give up the 1 run, but now 2 outs, and Velarde on at third base. On the double play by Polonia. So Stanley scores. Velarde's on third. Gallego is out. 2 down now. Here's Boggs. Boggs walked his last time up. If Milacki can get out of this inning, was only giving up a 1 run, he could be really, really thankful for that. And you're not going to walk Boggs because you got who'd you rather pitch to, Boggs or Mattingly? Pick your poison. Here's the pitch. And that is an 8. That's a tough 0-5. He struck him out. And the side is retired. Yankee fans are going to be a little happy they got the run, but that's all they get is Bob Milacki strikes out Boggs, and that is not an easy thing to do. He gets the K. So the Yankees pick up 2 runs on 2 hits and a couple of walks. Deuce is wild. Royals 2, Yankees 2. And a quick timeout as I do a reset. Timeout as I reset. Top of the 3rd inning, Royals and Yankees tied at 2. Here's Brian McRae for Kansas City. And so far, both these pitchers are pretty much lucky they've only given up 2 runs each. Could have been a lot worse for both these guys. So fans here at Yankee Stadium still trying to stay from under the weather. There are a lot of umbrellas right now in the stands. So here's the pitch. And that is a 7. That's a tough. It's a 97. That's a fly ball to left field. Coming under that will be Polonia. He will make the catch for 1 out. One man out. And the batter will be Wally Joyner. Wally Joyner singled his last time up. He's 1 for 1. Terrible weather here at Yankee Stadium right now. We'll see if we can get the whole game in. Here's the pitch to Joyner. And that is a 5. That's a tough. That's a 99. That's going to be a fly ball to right. Coming under this one will be O'Neill. He makes the catch there. 2 outs. As looks like maybe Melido Perez has maybe calmed down a little bit. But here's Hamlin. Hamlin also singled his last time up. He's 1 for 1. Melido Perez trying to make this a 3-up and 3-down inning for the Yankees. And here's the pitch. And it's a 6. It's in play, 35. And that one is a popped it up all the way to third base. Coming under that one is Boggs. He will get there. He makes the catch. And for the first time in this ball game, Melido Perez has a 3-up and 3-down inning. Side retired. And fans give Perez a bit of a hand here, as that was a good inning for him. Still a 2-2 tie. Bottom of the 3rd coming up. Now Bob Milacki will see if he can do the same thing that Perez just did, although I think Milacki is facing a tougher lineup. Here's Donnie Baseball. He singled his last time up. He's 1 for 1. Here's the pitch. And it is a 7. That's a patient 24. And that is a walk. So Milacki walks the leadoff batter for the 2nd straight inning. As Mattingly will go to first. Steal rating is a D. He doesn't run because he has no lead. He doesn't get the lead at all. And that will bring up Tardible. Tardible flew out his last time up. He's 0 for 1. Mattingly on it first. Milacki, once again, already giving up base runners. There's the pitch. And that is a 9. That's in play, 51. And that one is going to be a ground ball to third. Let's see what happens. Tardible's double play rating's a 6. Milacki's a 6. It's a 9. The only play is to second base. Mattingly is out. Tardible is safe. And there's 1 down. Fielder's choice. One out. Here's Paul O'Neill. O'Neill flew out his last time up. He's also 0 for 1. Here's the windup, pitch on the way, and that is a 6. That's an in-play 76, and that's a fly ball to center field. Brian McRae has all day to come get it. Takes a few, shields some of the rain from his eyes, and he goes ahead, and the ball just falls into his glove. And that is the second out. Tartable has to hold. And that will bring up Boston. Boston walked his first time up. Still looking for an official at bat. Tartable still at first base. Run rating of 7. He will score on a double. Here's the pitch from Boston, or to Boston. 6. That's an in-play 19, and he just missed it. Darryl Boston on an in-play singles 4-18. He rolls a 19, and that's a ground ball to first. Wally Joyner will take it. He will tag the bag himself, and Bob Milacki actually has a good. Besides the walk, he has a good inning, and the side is retired. And Kansas City congratulates Milacki in the dugout after that inning. So both pitchers look like they did good. No runs, no hits for the Yankees. 3 innings in the books. We got a 2-2 tie. And, of course, it's time for a commercial break. I shall be right back. For this message brought to you by New York Life Insurance. Welcome back here to Yankee Stadium, where the Royals and the Yankees are tied at 2. I'd like to remind you, tomorrow night's game, we take a trip back to the Astrodome as we will see the New York Mets play the Houston Astros. That's tomorrow's game, so I know, Steeler fan, you will be interested in that, as my Mets get their first look in this 1994 restart. They will take on the Astros, and yes, the Mets are my team, but I will do my absolute best to play as unbiased as possible. And if you believe that, that's good. We'll see. Mets at Astros tomorrow. Another special announcement I'd like to make, as for those of you, some of you do know that Bleacher Bums Gaming, Anthony, is doing a 1921 Yankees replay with the 1921 season from Payoff pitch. I came up with a very good idea today, and I talked to him about it real quick on Facebook, and he agreed with me on it. It's a good idea. He's doing the New York Yankees because of Babe Ruth, but there is another killer card in that deck, okay, in that series, and that's Rogers Hornsby of the St. Louis Cardinals, pretty much almost blasted 400 average in 1921. So I'm going to probably start tomorrow. He is what's going to do is he is going to do the American League and Babe Ruth and the Yankees. I'm going to do the National League with St. Louis and with the Cardinals and Hornsby. So he will have his own standings. I will have my standings. Then at the end of the year, when he completes his 154 and I complete my 154, whoever wins my National League, we will play whoever wins his American League. We will do a co-op World Series. He will do games. He will do World Series games that are at the American League home team, at the American League home, and I will do the World Series games at the National League home. He thought it'd be a great idea. He said, well, I don't know how long it will take. I said, I don't care. As when you play, I will go at his pace. When he plays, because I've really got not much to do going on where I'm at right now. So we'll play at his pace. So when he does a game, then I will do a game. I don't care how long it takes, a year, 2 years, whatever. I'm still going to continue my 1994 restart because I'm playing a game of that every day. And we'll go from there. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I, however, do expanded playoffs even in that era where there were only 8 teams in the leagues. So I will be taking the top 3 teams in the National League. Number 3 will play number 2 in a best-of-3 division series. The winner there will play the number 1 team in a best-of-5 National League Championship Series. Then my team will play his team in the World Series. That's what we're going to do. I thought it would be awesome. Sports Time Machine thought it'd be a great idea as well. So we're actually going to have, you're going to have 2 different people doing a 1921 replay. He will do the Yankees in the American League. I will do the Cardinals in the National League. He will do Babe Ruth. I will do Rogers Hornsby. The thing is, he's already 3 games ahead of me, so I'm probably going to do 3 quick games. I will not do it like this. I'm probably just going to do them just a quick role play. I will stream them. I will stream them, but I'll just play as probably as quick as he does without all the fanfare. And then then after that, after I catch up, then I will do it like I normally do here. Okay, well, for those of you who are interested in that, I hope you'll enjoy it. If you are not interested in that, let's get back to the game. Top of the 4th, Royals 2, Yankees 2. Melido Perez back on the mound for New York. And leading off for Kansas City will be Gary Gaetti. Gaetti singled his last time up. He is 1 for 1. Yes, it came to me. I said, well, he's going to do the American League. I'll do the National League. We'll combine it. We'll do a co-op 1921 season replay. And I will still be using quick results for my standings. And of course, I'll still be doing a 10-minute ticker. But of course, a 10-minute ticker from 1901 to 1961 probably doesn't last long because there only were 4 games played per day in each league. Okay, so a total of 8. So here's the pitch to Gaetti. Let's see what happens here. We got an 8. That's a tough. That's a 54. And Gaetti swing and a miss. He struck him out. 1 down. That is the 3rd strikeout for Perez as he gets Gaetti swing and a miss at a high fastball. And that will bring up Felix Jose. Jose grounded out his last time up. I've also ordered the remaining seasons missing from Payoff Pitch. So I will have really all of Joe Bryan's Payoff Pitch seasons. He's still going to redo the 2012 and 2014 seasons for me so I can order them. And I also ordered his new stuff. Remember, he got the boards and such. So I don't know. I just like telling you what's going on. Here's the pitch. It's a 10. That's a patient, a 23. And that is going to be a walk for Felix Jose. He will head to first. So a base on balls for Jose. His lead rating is a 5. It's a 10. He will not go. And the batter will be Brent Maine. And for those of you who don't know anything much about Payoff Pitch Baseball, please, I think this is one of the best systems on the market. And I'm not going to, of course, knock anybody else. Inside Pitch, I've seen Cards and Dice. Inside Pitch, he's doing a great job teaching it. That is an awesome game system. How it utilizes the pitcher, the batting cards, and the ballpark cards are amazing. Not going to knock Appa. Appa, nice, smooth-moving game. Stratomatic, the old standby, always gives accurate ratings and accurate stats. But always a choice for everybody. Runner on first, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Maine. And that's a 6. That's going to be an in-play 55. And that's a ground ball to third. Let's see what happens. Brent Maine's double play ratings is 7. Perez is a 7. It's a 6. And it's a nice play by Boggs. Throws to Gallego, throws back to first for Mattingly, and Melido Perez gets another double play. Side retired. Perez is getting a lot of help from his fielders, as that just goes in the books as a G5, and that is all. No runs, no hits for the Royals, as Melido Perez has definitely calmed down a little bit since the first inning. So here comes Bob Milacki for Kansas City, and he's had difficult innings every time, but he did have a much better one the last time in the third. So let's see what the Yankees do here. Here's Mike Stanley. What did he do? Stanley singled and scored his last time up, so he's 1 for 1. So here's the pitch, and that's a 10. That's ballpark 40. That is a wheelhouse. That's a wheelhouse. It's a 10. Pow! And this one is hit deep down the left field line. If it stays fair, it's gone, and it is gone. Mike Stanley, a home run for the Yankees. A 1-51 wheelhouse check rolls a 40 on a ballpark, and Mike Stanley's home run rating as righties, a 1-38, a 10 is on the card, and Mike Stanley hits this one just pretty much curved around the foul pole. But that is a home run for Mike Stanley, and the Yankees take the lead. And the crowd is very happy about it. Oh, obviously. He hit that one pretty well. It did stay around the foul pole. He hit it about 350 some odd feet, I think, down the line, really. But Mike Stanley gets a home run here for the Yankee faithful. They take a 3-2 lead. And that will bring up Velarde. Velarde doubled his last time up, so he's 1 for 1. Here's the pitch to Velarde. And that is a 4. That's in play, 57. And that's going to be a ground ball to third. Coming over to get it is Gaetti. He gobbles it up, throws to first, and there is 1 out. And that will bring up Mike Gallego. Gallego walked his last time up. And here's the pitch. And that is an 8. That's an 80. And that is a fly ball to center field. Not too deep. Coming over for it is McRae. He puts his glove out, blop, and the ball falls into it. And that is, by the way, is the second out. In case you weren't counting. 2 outs for Polonia. Polonia is 0 for 2. Bob Milacki sets and deals for Kansas City. And that is a 7. That's a patient, a 27. Polonia is going to get ball 4, and he will go to first. So Milacki can't get out the inning so fast. Polonia has a walk. The dice is a 7. His lead rating's a 5. He will stay put. He will not run. And why would you want to run when you have Wade Boggs coming up to bat? However, Boggs is 0 for 1, walked and struck out. Polonia run rating at 8. He will score on a double. Here's the pitch to Boggs. And that's a 4. That's in play, but 99, not a chance. Fly ball to straightaway right field. Coming over there is going to be Felix Jose. And he will make the catch, and the inning is over. But the Yankees get 1 run on a big blast by Mike Stanley. And 4 in the books. It's now 3-2 Yankees. We go to the top of the 5th. In this very important matchup between these two, every win counts right now. As I'm still trying to get every team at least shown at least once in this restart. I mean, we have teams this week that are being shown. The Mets, of course, getting their first look tomorrow. I got the Indians, we got the Angels, we got the Brewers, we got the Athletics. We got the Cardinals. We got some. We got a lot of teams being shown, but starting in September, we're really going into September as we really get closer to the pennant race. I'm probably going to stick to teams that really are mostly in the race. Top of the fifth inning, here's Greg Gagne. Gagne struck out his last time up. So here's the pitch from Perez. And this is an 8. That's a tough. It's a 94 and a fly ball to left field. Polonia will get under it. He snares it for the first out. 1 away. And the batter now is Jose Lean. Lean struck out his last time up. Now, of course, this is the bottom of the fifth inning. This will be an official game. And I said it's raining. So we're gonna try something a little interesting here since the game was supposed to be called, but we're gonna do it I'm gonna do it a certain way. But let's continue to play. Jose Lean, the batter, 1 out. And that's a 5. That's a tough 82. And that is a hard hit grounder to short. But coming up with that one is going to be Velarde. He throws to first for the second out. 2 away. And the batter will be Vince Coleman. So Vince Coleman is 0 for 2. He walked and grounded out. So here's the pitch to Coleman from Perez. And that is a 6. That's an in-play 86. A grounder again to short. Coming over there is going to be Velarde. He has it. He throws to first. And the side is retired. So Melido Perez, since giving up the first inning, Melido Perez has definitely calmed down. Sports Time Machine, Bears Den. There he is. He joined up the game. We're in the bottom half of a very raining fifth inning, very wet game here at Yankee Stadium. It's 3-2 Yankees. And Melido Perez has definitely calmed down a bit as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Now, this is how I'm going to do this because a game was supposed to be halted by my rare play chart. I'll show it to you guys real quick. What came up was this one right here, number 64. In a non-dome game was halted immediately because of rain. Option, play game until winner decided, then call game. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're in the bottom half of the fifth inning. It is coming down raining, but the umpires are going to try to get this game in. What I'm going to do is after every half inning, I'm going to roll 2 dice. Okay? Starting with the number 12 and moving my way down. If that number comes up, the game is called. We're going to have some weather effects here is what we're going to do. So this is the bottom half of the fifth inning, and I will start here. If a 12 comes up on this dice, this game is over because it is a 3-2 win. It is a 3 we play on. So we go to the bottom half of the fifth inning, and I will be doing that anytime that comes up. So here comes Bob Milacki in Kansas City here. Bottom of the fifth inning, 3-2, and very well. Try to stay dry, people. It's really wet out there. Pretty much that field is pretty soaked. All right. I'm kind of almost thinking there could be weather effects in this. I mean, for weather effects, you could maybe lower the wheelhouse ratings or something like that. But I don't know. That might mess up the mechanics. I'm just going to leave it alone. So Bob Milacki will come here, bottom of the fifth inning, 3-2 Yankees. The leadoff hitter for New York is Don Mattingly. It's good to see you guys. Welcome here. Put your umbrella up. Absolutely. It's pouring out there, but they're going to try to get this game in. Here's the pitch to Mattingly. It's a 7. It's a patient. It's a 46, and Mattingly draws a base on balls. So he's walked for the second straight time he's up. He goes to first. And the batter is Danny Tartable. Mattingly has no lead rating. Yeah, good thing your game at Toronto was inside under the dome. Well, wait a minute. If you're playing in 1980s, the Sky Dome wasn't built yet. Or were you playing late? Or were you playing 1989? Because that's when the Sky Dome was their first year for the Toronto Sky Dome was 1989. Here's Danny Tartable, Mattingly on it first. Milacki, here's the pitch. And that is an 11. That's ballpark 51. Tartable, alrighty, that is wheelhouse. Let's see what he gets. It's a 48, and that's just going to be a base hit for Danny Tartable. It's a single. The line drive into center field. Runner on first advances one base. Mattingly holds at second. Tartable just pretty much missed that. But runners in first and second now for the Yankees and nobody out. Oh, okay. No problem. I get it. 92 Toronto. All right. Yep. The Sky Dome was there. Here's Paul O'Neill for New York. Runners at first and second. No one out. O'Neill flew out twice. So once again, Bob Milacki in trouble. Kansas City's got the bullpen going. They want to see if Milacki can maybe get out of this. So here's the pitch. That is a 3. That's defense. 83. That should be all right. Let's see. Error check to third base. The ball is hit to Gaetti. His error rating is a 5. He's going to make a great play as he's an excellent third baseman. Let's see what kind of out it is. It's a ground ball plus advance. It's a ground ball plus advance. So batter out at first. Other runners advance one base. Great play by Gaetti to get the guy out at first, to get O'Neill out at first, but the runners do move up. But there is one out now. The game with the Phillies in Atlanta is an average night. That's right. So now runners at second and third with one out. As O'Neill grounds there. And the batter will be Darryl Boston. Boston is 0 for 1, walked and grounded out. Runners at second and third. The Yankees are going to play. The Royals are going to play the infield in. They do not know when this game is going to end, so they're going to try to have a play at the plate. I have the infield in chart ready. So here's the pitch to Milacki, I can't get this right. Milacki going to pull the pitch as a house rule. Well, no, because there is a rain delay on there. Okay, but this one was supposed to be halted. So they said play. So the option is to play the game until call. It doesn't say anything about pulling the pitchers. I thought about that. I said, no, I'm going to continue as it is, and we'll see what happens. So this game might not make the ninth. Here's the pitch to Boston. That's going to be a ballpark effect. That's 43. He's a lefty. That's wheelhouse. But Boston, however, but if you notice here, it doesn't, against righties. So here's the play. It's a 65, and that is going to be a fly ball to center field. The infield in won't matter. That is 2 outs. Let's see what kind of fly ball that is. That is a short fly ball, so Boston is out. Now I got to decide to see if Mattingly wants to score. His run rating is a 7. And on a short fly ball, if the game is tied with a runner on third, may attempt to score an additional -2 adjustment to his run rating. So a short fly ball would be Mattingly's chance would be a 5. Be a 5 to try to score here. And let's see, 5. Do I want to send him? You might need to get all the runs you can get. Who knows when this game could end? Don Mattingly. And the next batter is Stanley, who hit a home run already. Mattingly is going to hold. With a 5, he'll hold. 2 outs. Runners hold. And the batter will be Mike Stanley. He is 2 for 2. He singled and homered he homered, which put the Yankees up 3-2 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Runners at second and third, 2 outs now. Milacki trying to get out the inning and only give up the run. Yeah, this doesn't have weather and ball. This doesn't have it, but there's ways to probably create it. As I said, Joe Bryan is actually working on updates, so there could be a few rules changes in the future for this game. Until then, I'll make a couple of house rules. Although I do like to play rules as written, I'm not changing anything. I'm just enhancing a couple of things. Boy, that sounded so contradicting, didn't it? Here's the pitch. It's a 6. It's an in-play 50, and Milacki's going to get out of it. He popped it up. Stanley pops it up to short. Coming over there is going to be Gagne. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. So runners at first and second, nobody out, and then Milacki retires the rest of the Yankees. So 5 innings in the books, and it's still 3-2 New York. Rain is still coming down. We're about to see now how hard. As we now, before we go to the top of the 6th, we're about to find out. So now, that's the next half inning. Now the dice roll is an 11. So if I roll an 11 or 12, this game is over because it's pouring. It's a 9. We continue. So we will go to the top of the 6th. And in comes Melido Perez to continue to play. I don't know how much longer I'm going to have Milacki in there. He just has not had good. I think Milacki, that might have been his last inning. We'll see. But we now go to the top of the 6th inning, still 3-2. Perez has definitely calmed down since the last time. And leading off for Kansas City will be Brian McRae. McRae is 0 for 2. Yeah, I know Buck is urging the umps to call this, but not here. So here's the pitch to McRae from Perez. Now, of course, if the game is tied, we continue. I'm not going to suspend the game. It's an 11. That's wheelhouse 0-5. And, of course, crack. This one is hit high. This one is hit deep. And Brian McRae goes ahead and sends this one right over the center field wall. Home run, Kansas City. We got a tie game. Wheelhouse off of Perez in 0-5. And McRae didn't hit that many, but a 1-9 in his wheelhouse against righties. And we got a tie game. And, of course, if the game is tied, I will not roll the dice, but I will keep track of what numbers should have been rolled in case anybody gets ahead. Brian McRae, a home run. How about that? Something he didn't do often in 1994. And we're tied at 3. And now Buck is really going ahead and going crazy. Tried to get the umps to call the game. The ump said, no, we play on. And now Buck Showalter is going to the umpires and saying, thanks a lot, guys. Really, thanks a lot. Melido Perez gives up the leadoff home run here on the top of the 6th. And here's Joyner. Joyner is 1 for 2, singled and flown out. Here's the pitch. It's a 5. That's a tough. That's a 41. Joyner's going to fight that one off. That's going to be a base hit. He hits that one into left field. Joyner will hold it first. Coming over is Polonia. He throws it into the infield. And now after a couple of good innings, Melido Perez is now having some issues again, as he gives up a leadoff home run and a single. Joyner at a 5 does not get the lead, so he will hold. And the batter will be Bob Hamlin. New York does have people warming up in the bullpen. We'll see if they can get Perez to get through the inning if possible. But now it's tied at 3. Here's the pitch to Hamlin. Hamlin is 1 for 2. That's a 5. That's a tough 35. And that's a strikeout. Hamlin swings and misses at strike 3. He was looking curveball, and Melido Perez just blew it by him. That's the first out. Joyner is still on at first, and here's Gaetti. Gaetti is also 1 for 2. He's singled in the first. Really coming down right now, but the umpires are saying play on a little longer. But right now with a tie game, it will go on as far as it can. Here's the pitch. That's a 10. That's a patient 82. And that's a ground ball to short. Let's see what happens. Double play rating of 8. And Melido Perez is a 7. The only play is the second base. Joyner is out. Gaetti is safe. Fielder's choice, 2 outs. And that will bring up Felix Jose. With 2 outs now in the top of the 6th. Big home run by Brian McRae. Doesn't do that often. So here's the pitch. And that is an 8. That's a tough. That's a 90. And that's another ground ball to short. But this is going to be an easy play as Velarde gets it. Throws over to Gallego. And the inning is over. But the Kansas City Royals go ahead and get 1 run on a big blast. 1 run on 2 hits. We go to the bottom half of the 6th with the score tied at 3. I think I've seen enough from Milacki with a tie score, and Milacki being having such troubles, but getting out of the inning, getting out of jams. I'm going to go ahead and make a pitching change for the Royals, especially now with the game tied. So that's it for Bob Milacki. And coming on to pitch for Kansas City will be Rusty Meacham. Meacham, 3 wins, 3 losses, 3.73 ERA and 94. Fatigue rating is a short. So it is 6 plus 1, so 7. So in comes Rusty Meacham now to pitch for Kansas City to try to keep the game. As Milacki actually didn't do terrible, he just kept on getting himself into trouble. If somebody was in the lead, the dice roll would have been a 10. So, but we don't roll to see what happens now because we have a tie game. We play until there's a winner. So here's Rusty Meacham, who will now pitch for Kansas City. And now Randy Velarde leads off for New York. Velarde is 1 for 2, doubled and grounded out. On the 6th inning. We will still have the 10-minute ticker either way, no matter what happens. So here's the pitch from Meacham to Velarde. And that is a 7. That's a tough 31. And Velarde is going to swing and a miss at strike 3, 1 away. Nice K for Meacham. And we'll bring up Mike Gallego. Gallego was 0 for 1, flew out and walked. Here's the pitch. And we got an 8. That's a patient 63. And that's a ground ball to second base. Coming over to make the play is Jose Lean. He has it. He throws to first for out number 2. The batter now will be Luis Polonia. Polonia is 0 for 2. Walked his last time up. 2 outs here. Rain coming down. Still steady. Here's the pitch. And that's a 7. That's a tough. It's an 0-5. And that is a definite strikeout. As Rusty Meacham does the job for Kansas City in the bottom of the 6th. So nothing there for the Yankees. As we go to the top of the 7th in a soaked game here at Yankee Stadium. Field is ugly, it's muddy, it's nasty, but the umps are saying, hey, it's a tie ball game, we play on. Try to get the game in. Melido Perez is scheduled to pitch. I'm going to check the Yankee bullpen, see if I want to make any changes there. And he can still pitch a few innings left. But I think the Yankees are going to take out Perez. I think he did his job. Since I took out for Kansas City, I'll take out for Perez as well, so I'll be fair. So Perez is done for the day. So both players, both Milacki and Perez, leave with a no decision. And coming on to pitch for the Yankees will be Bob Wickman. Wickman is a short reliever. So he has, 5. So he's got 11. He can go 11 batters without a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, look at that. Same fatigue spot that it would have been. All right. So Bob Wickman, 5 wins, 4 losses, a 3.09 ERA. He will now pitch for New York here in the top of the 7th. And I'll do a quick shuffle. I actually ordered a 3rd deck of fact cards. So as soon as I get that as well, I'll have 3 decks of fact, and I'll use a separate deck for 3 innings. Saves me from shuffling the same deck all the time, and it'll actually save wear and tear on them. Plus, I have all the rest of the season. And remember, tomorrow I'm going to try to catch up to Bleacher Bums Gaming's 1921 Yankees replay. I'm going to go ahead and try to play, not like this fanfare, but try to do 3 quick games if possible, just playing them right out normally, no major thing. The Cardinals with Rogers Hornsby. So he's going to do Babe Ruth in the Yankees. I'm going to do Rogers Hornsby in the Cardinals because Hornsby's card is just filthy. So he'll do the American League. I'll do the National League. And then and whoever wins our leagues, we will combine his winner with my winner and play a co-op World Series. He will play the games in the American League Park. I will play the games in the National League Park. And we will take the results from there for the 1921 World Series. Of course, mine, I have a longer playoffs, though. Top of the 7th, Royals 3, Yankees 3 at a very wet Yankee Stadium. Here's Bob Wickman. And leading off for Kansas City is going to be Brent Maine. Maine is 0 for 1. I know that I came up with that idea when I was thinking about it because he's going to do the American League and Babe Ruth, and I actually organized my 1921 season today. I'm looking at Rogers Hornsby. I said, you know what? When you play that, you only play one league. You don't play it. And I'm also going to use my Out of the Park baseball game. My Out of the Park does have the starting lineups and the 25-man rosters for that date. So it does have the actual transactions and everything like that too. So I should have the correct rosters for every team I play on that date. The St. Louis Cardinals are supposed to play the Chicago Cubs the first series. So we will see what happens. They're supposed to play a 3-game set against the Cubs. I'll probably do that tomorrow, maybe afternoon real quick before I do my big game tomorrow between the Mets and the Astros in 94. Here's the pitch to Maine. And by the way, the number for now was a 9, but we're not rolling. And I got to keep track of that myself, too. So it's a 9 now is the number. So that would have been a roll. Here's the pitch to Maine. And that's an 8. That's a tough. It's a 15. And that is a strikeout by Bob Wickman. 1 man down. The batter will be Gagne. Gagne is 0 for 2. One out here. Bob Wickman coming in for Melido Perez. Here's the pitch. And that is a 10. That's a defense, 77. And it's going to be a range back to Wickman. It's a defense. His fielding rating is a D. And he will make a spectacular play. He puts his glove out, and the ball just bops, just goes right into it. He gets it. He throws to first for the 2nd out. Nice play by Wickman. He just gets it done. A 1-54 would be a hit, but he makes the play. 2 outs. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Don't know. Probably about early. I'm going to say maybe early. Could be 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I've already set up my first lineup for the Cubs and Cardinals. Cardinals start on the road at Wrigley. And it's 1920s baseball, so even I know I got to change my baseball strategies. There were only, according to Out of the Park, 7 pitchers there were 7 pitchers used, and the rest were all batters. Back at that time, they had 18 players on the bench. How many games in your 1921 World Series, Anthony? 1921, I believe it was a best of 9. I don't think they went back to the best of 7 yet. I have to check. I don't know if it was a 9-game best of 9 or best of 7. The 1919 World Series was best of 9, and I know the 20 was also. I don't remember if the 1921 was supposed to be a best of 9 also. I have to check. Either way, we've got a long way off. We don't know. That project could take a year because I'm going to follow. I told him, I said, I'll go at your pace, not mine, because I have nothing to do. I got no life except for this. 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Lean. It's a 6. That's a tough. It's a 25, and Lean goes down on strikes. And a very nice job by Bob Wickman. So nothing across. And we are at the 7th inning stretch. It was a 9. Thank you, Steeler fans. So that will be a best of 9 World Series. I don't think we'll do a best. I think we'll do it the way it was supposed to be. Although I'm increasing my playoff teams. I'm taking the top 3 teams in my NL. Because I like playoffs. I like extra rounds of playoffs. A few extra teams won't hurt. Get some very good games, I'm sure. So we're in the 7th inning stretch. Normally I take a break, but because it's raining, we're going to go right to the 10-minute ticker. And I have a new 10-minute ticker sheet. This is the schedule for this week for 8/22 to 8/28. Because I can now get the scores, and it has the letter grades and all that such. Still have to use the quick results chart for 94. And, of course, I already have the 1921 quick results chart for the back. So let's take a look at the 10-minute ticker, and let's see how everybody does. And I can just write the scores in, and we'll see how we do here. So, and of course, the games that are highlighted are the games I'm playing this week. So, 10-minute ticker here, 7th inning stretch. It's raining, but they still got to do it normally. So here we go. Chicago Cubs and New York Mets. Chicago Cubs are a D. Mets are a C. And that is a 7 for the Cubs. And the Cubs are playing a C. And that's going to be a win for the Mets. They win that game 9-4. Chicago White Sox at Baltimore. Big series. Chicago White Sox. Both teams are an A. And that is a 10 for the White Sox versus an A. And that is going to be a win for Baltimore. They win that game. Oh, double zeros. Okay, so we roll. So that's going to be a high-scoring game. They win that game 15-11. So Baltimore beats the White Sox 15-11 in a big slugfest out there. Detroit, Minnesota, C over C. That's a 10. And Detroit, Minnesota is a C. That's a 10. That's a win for Minnesota. They win that game 4-1. Kansas City and the Yankees were playing. Oakland and Milwaukee. Oakland is a D. Milwaukee's a C. Oakland going up against the C. 2-6. That's an 8. And that's going to be a win for the Brewers. They get that win 9-2. Exactly, yes. They were not a good team in 1921, but there were a lot of good teams, and I'll show you a little bit more about them possibly tomorrow. But I'll show you what the quick results charts are for the National League in 1921. Texas and Boston. Big, important game, actually. Texas still leads the National League West. Let's see what happens here. It's a 7 for Texas, and Boston is a C. 2-6. It's a 7. The Red Sox come away with the win. They win that game 2-0. They shut the Red Sox out. Toronto and Seattle. Blue Jays are a C. Seattle a D. Toronto playing up against the D. That's a 3-7. And they do not get the win. That's a win for the Mariners. They win that game 6-1. Montreal and Colorado, Expos and Rockies. Expos are an A. Rockies are a D. That's a 12. Oh, boy. Let's see what happens here. Montreal against the D. 3 versus a D, 3-8. And that is a win for the Rockies. They come away with a 7-0 win. They shut them out. Nice win for Colorado as they're still chasing the Dodgers in the National League West. Philadelphia, Cincinnati. For you Astros fans, this game could mean something for the Reds. Philadelphia C, Cincinnati A. For Philadelphia, they're playing an A team 2-6. That's a 10. Nope, that's a win for the Reds. They win that game 1-0. And finally, San Francisco, St. Louis. Both teams are a C. Some teams have the day off today, as you noticed. That's a 10 for San Francisco. They're taking on a C, 2-6-11. And that's a win for the Cardinals. They win that game 9-3. Okay. So, a couple of upsets tonight in the 10-minute ticker. And real quick, I'm just going to mark the winners. Lots of underdogs won today. Wow. Matter of fact, every underdog won today. Yeah, I was right. Every underdog won today. Well, not everyone. Not everyone. Just not everyone. C's, some went somewhere. Yeah, that's all right. Not underdogs. These are not the underdogs. These are just the teams that were on the road. So every home team won. Every home team won today. Every home team won. So that's our 10-minute ticker. We'll go ahead and Reds pick up a half game on the Astros. Yes, they do. But meanwhile, it's time to get back to our game here at very wet Yankee Stadium. Bottom of 7th inning, still tied at 3. The die roll would be an 8, but we're not going to roll because because the game still is tied. So bottom of the 7th, here comes Rusty Meacham to pitch for Kansas City. And leading off for New York will be Boggs. Boggs is 0 for 2. Exactly. Pete Alexander, I believe, is scheduled for Chicago. Pete Alexander, I believe. And I think it's Heine for the Cardinals in game 1. I'm going to try to get 3 games in one quick up to catch up to him. That's all. We'll see. And it's not going to be like the fanfare until I catch up. I'm going to try to do them really quickly. So here's the pitch to Boggs from Meacham. That's a 10. That's going to be in play, 54. And that's a ground ball to third. Coming over to get that one will be Gaetti. He makes the play for the first out. 1 down. And that will bring up Donnie Baseball. Donnie Baseball has walked twice in a row and singled. He's 1 for 1. Here's the pitch from Meacham. That's a 7. That's a tough. It's a 25. Mattingly's going to fight that one off. It's going to be a base hit into center field. It just goes right up the middle, splits the infielders, and Don Mattingly has a base hit. He holds it first. That's his second hit of the game. He is not running. And the batter will be Tartable. Here's the pitch to Tartable. And that's an 11. That's ballpark 80. That's going to be in play. And for Tartable, the number is an 82, and that's a ground ball to short. Tartable's double play rating is a 6, but it's an 11, so it won't matter. The only play he has is the first. So Mattingly is going to make it to second base. He is safe. Tartable's thrown out at first. 2 outs, though. On on an advanced fielder's choice. And now the batter is Paul O'Neill. O'Neill is 0 for 3, flown out twice and grounded out. Here's the pitch to O'Neill. That's an 8. That's a patient. It's an 85, and that's a ground ball to short. I'm sorry, to second base. Lean's going to get there. He throws to first, and the inning is over. So no runs on one hit for the Yankees. We'd be rolling an 8 to see if the game would end, but it will not. And 7 innings in the books. It's Royals 3, Yankees 3. We wanted to get this game in. It looks like we might just. Even though the weather is god-awful. And now we go to the top of the 8th inning. Bob Wickman still has plenty of batters to face. Meacham is done. He's reached his fatigue. He will be done with that. So I'll bring in a new pitcher for the Royals at the start of the bottom of the 8th inning. Top of the batting order for KC. Here's Coleman. Coleman is 0 for 2 with a walk. Lots of umbrellas. A lot of fans have headed home. So pretty much Yankee Stadium right now is about half full. Most for the seats that don't have fans in them, they got water in them. It's an ugly night now in Yankee Stadium. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a 6. It's a 75 tough. And that's a fly ball to center. Darryl Boston will get under that one. He will make the catch for 1 out. And here comes Brian McRae. McRae hit the home run the last time up, tied the game up. He's one for 3. Here's the pitch. And that's an 11. That's a tough. It's a 22. And McRae swing and a miss at a curveball. Strike him out. 2 down. Big K for Wickman. And now we will see Wally Joyner. Joyner singled his last time up. He's having a good game, actually. He's 2 for 3. 2 singles. Here's the pitch. And that is an 8. That's a tough. It's a 48. And Joyner just missed a base hit. It's a 48. It's a ground ball right to first. Mattingly spears it. He'll take it himself. And Reside is retired, as Bob Whitman does. 3 up and 3 down. Nothing across for the Royals. A 7 would be rolled here on this rainy night. But we will not have it, so we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Royals will bring in their new pitcher. And I'm kind of afraid to bring the guy in because he always seems to blow it. The Yankees, I know they got right-handers up there, but I really don't know if I want to bring in Jeff Montgomery because I know what happens every time I bring him up. I'm going to bring in the best pitcher I can. That's going to be Billy Brewer, the lefty. If I have to use Montgomery, it'll be for a save. But Billy Brewer will be the new Kansas City pitcher. 4 wins, 1 loss, a 2.56 ERA. He'll have a fatigue rating of 9. Nine batters faced. And he'll take over for the Kansas City Royals here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Leading off for New York is Darryl Boston. If this game goes into extra innings, it won't. I no longer will be rolling to see if the game ends. It gets played out. So here's Boston. The pitch from Brewer. It's an 11. That's a defense. It's a 20. Let's see what it got. Error check to third base. Ball is hit to Gaetti. His error rating is a 5, a 1 to 21. It's a 20. He just bobbled it. Wow. Just bobbled it. A 1 to 21 error, and it's a 20. Gaetti does not make the play there. And it's actually going to be a single plus a 1 base error. So the ball is hit. The ball is hit to Gaetti, and the ball is hit to the outfield. The throw comes into Gaetti, but he misses it as it bounces off his glove, and Daryl Boston's going to take second base. That's a single plus 1. Huge error on Gary Gaetti. Mark an error for him as an E5. Boston goes to second. Single plus 1. Huge error for Kansas City. What a time for that to happen. And the go-ahead runs at second base. And if the Yankees score and I roll the dice, because the number tonight would be, for that one, be a 6, and it gets under that, the game ends with a rainy night. So Daryl Boston on second base. The batter is Mike Stanley. No sacrifice. His bunt rating's an F. They'll let him hit away. 1 out. Nobody out. So here's the pitch from Brewer. It's also a defense, but a 99 should work. Range check to left field. That ball is hit to Coleman. His range is a D. He will make the catch. It's an out. Let's see what kind of an out it is. And that is a deep fly. Daryl Boston's run rating is a 7. And I think he can advance. Let me see here. Outfielder makes running catch deep in the outfield. Runner on second may attempt to move to third base using coach's choice chart. So Daryl Boston's run rating is a 7. The arm rating for Coleman is a 6. You think he could throw him out to third. Boston, and the next batter is Randy Velarde. Oh, this is a tough decision to make. Boston's going to hold. 1 out. I'm not going to send him. Boston's going to hold. 1 out. Deep fly ball, but he will not run because he's still got 1 man out. The batter is Randy Velarde. Velarde doubled in the second inning. He is 1 for 3. Still a 3-3 tie here, bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch to Velarde from Brewer. And that's a 7. That's a tough. That's a 99. And that's another fly ball to left. That's another fly ball to left field. Coleman's going to make that play. 2 outs. And Boston will hold again. Because it would be the same thing if it was a deep fly. 2 outs. Go-ahead run at second base and 2 fly balls, and the Yankees can't get him in. The batter will be Mike Gallego. Gallego is 0 for 2 with a walk. Boston on at second. A single will get him in. Here's the pitch. That's a 6. That's a tough. It's an 80. It's an 81, and that is a ground ball to short. Gagne's got it, throws to first, and an error does not cost the Royals anything. And Gary Gaetti thanks his guys, thanks his teammates, as the error does not cost them. Oh, boy. Eight in the books. Still tied at 3. Why is it every time I play the Royals, I get a game like this? It's like the Royals. I don't know. I wonder if I should ban that team from any more games. No runs, no hits, but an error. We go to the top of the ninth. These Royals have that team of destiny feel to it, doesn't it? Yeah, they do, Utah Mike. They do. They do. So now we're in the ninth inning. The roll is a 5. But now that we're in the ninth inning, they would not call I do not believe they would call a game in the ninth inning. Okay, even if Kansas City went ahead. So now we will play until the game is over. So this game does get through the rain. So everyone's going to be going home soaked. Top of the ninth, tied at 3. Bob Wickman pitching for New York. And leading off for Kansas City is Bob Hamlin. This game will now be finished. All right, 2 walk exactly with the Royals, matter of fact. Here's the pitch to Hamlin from Wickman. We will finish the game. 9, it's a patient. It's a 31. Bob Hamlin will go to first base on a base on balls. And that is a big walk. And the batter is Gaetti, who was the one that hit the big walk-off homer a couple of nights ago against the Orioles in a pinch-hit home run. This was the guy that did that. Hamlin on at first. His run rating's a 7. They're not going to take him out just in case it goes to extras. Gaetti, however, is 1 for 3, singled, grounded out, and struck out. This is the guy that walked off against the Orioles. Bob Wickman. Here's the pitch to Gaetti. That's a 7. That's an in-play 51. And that is a ground ball to third. Gaetti's double play rating's an 8. Wickman's a 10. There's going to be a double play. Nice play there by Boggs. Throws to Gallego. Back to Mattingly. Double play for Bob Wickman and the Yankees. Two outs. So Gaetti doesn't get it done this time. And that will bring up Jose. Jose is 0 for 2. Two for the price of 1. You know it, Utah Mike. Here's the pitch. That is a 6. That's a tough. It's a 54. Jose's going to keep the inning alive, though. That's going to be a base hit. He hits that one into left center field. Coming over to get that one is Boston. He'll throw it in. But Jose is safe at first on a single. How big was that double play now? A 2-out single for Jose. 54 does it. How big was that now? Wow. And the batter now will be Brent Maine. Bob Wickman is almost tired, but not yet. Jose on it first. A double will score him. Here's the Brent Maine is 0 for 3, so he is due. I'm sorry, 0 for 2. He walked in the second. Here's the pitch. It's a 7. It's in play. 70. He'll get out the inning. Ground ball to short. Easy play there for Velarde. Throws to second, and the inning is over. No runs on a hit. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Billy Brewer will come out and pitch. That's going to be it for Wickman. He has reached his fatigue level. He will be done. I'll choose a new pitcher if we go to the top of the 10th. So here's Billy Brewer to pitch for Kansas City in the bottom of the 9th inning. As I said, this game will now go to completion. And here's Luis Polonia. And he is 0 for 3 with a walk. Colonia bats 185 with no homers against lefties. Here's the pitch. And that's a 3. That's wheelhouse, but a 96 won't do it. Fly ball deep to right field at the warning track. But Felix Jose will make the catch. 1 out. Wheelhouse, but a 96 doesn't cut it. And he wouldn't have hit a home run anyway against lefties. He has no home runs against lefties. 1 man down. Here's Boggs. Boggs has been quiet also. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. The pitching was kind of suspect early in the game, but it calmed down. Here's the pitch to Boggs. And that's a 5. That's an in play. 72 won't do it, though. Ground ball to short. Coming over there is Gagne. He throws to first for the second out. And now the batter is Mattingly. Mattingly has reached base all four times tonight. He is 2 for 2 with 2 walks. Here's the pitch to Mattingly. With Donnie Baseball, it's a 5. It's an in play. It's a 14. That's a base hit for Mattingly. He gets on. He hits this one into left center field. That'll drop in easily. It's a nice blooper. Mattingly will hold it first with a single. He is on base all 5 times tonight. And that will bring up Tartable. Tartable is 1 for 4. Run rating of 7. Mattingly will score on a double. Billy Brewer trying to get this game to the 10th. Here's the pitch. It's a 3. It's wheelhouse 69. And that is a base hit for Danny Tartable. A 69 is a single as he hits a grounder up the middle to center field. Runner on first advances 1 base. Mattingly, and on 2 outs, he will go to third because with 2 outs, he advances to third base with a run rating of 7. So Danny Tartable gets a base hit against the left-handed pitcher, 61 to 72. It's a 69. Mattingly has to hold it third. And with 2 outs, the batter is Paul O'Neill. And O'Neill bats 305 against lefties and 380 against righties. It doesn't matter. And Billy Brewer is going to be called upon to try to get O'Neill out. And this is his fatigue batter, but not until after the next run. Runners at first and third, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Paul O'Neill, he has grounded out, flown out, walked, and got on an error. It's up to Brewer to try to get O'Neill out. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. The fans that are left here in that soaked Yankee Stadium are still on their feet. You can see through their clothes. They're completely soaked. Billy Brewer trying to get it to the next inning. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch to O'Neill. It's a 7. It's a 75, and it's a ground ball to short. The play is made by Gagne, throws to second, and once again, with the Kansas City Royals, we go into extra innings. We got free baseball again. Another extra inning game coming up with the Royals. The inning is over as the Yankees strand the winning runs on. No runs on 2 hits. We're going to go to the 10th. Free baseball and free water. And that's all for Brewers, too. He's also done for the Royals. And I'll do a shuffle here before we go into the 10th inning. Another extra inning matchup with Kansas City. Free baseball here. Get your free baseball. The new pitcher for the Yankees will be Steve Howe, and pretty much he's their best reliever. 3 wins, no losses, 1.8 ERA. So Howe will come in. And his fatigue rating is a 7, so he's not going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he can pitch to 7 batters before getting 7 batters. And the fatigue rules that were used, the optional fatigue rules, no, we're not putting a man on second for extra innings. You know what, Bears Den? I should eject you right now from the ballpark for even mentioning that stupid, ridiculous, ludicrous abomination of a rule. Security, remove Bears Den 007, please, for even thinking about even mentioning that rule. We don't mention rules like that, Bears Den 007. Security's looking for you. You might just want to stand up and, just be escorted out of Yankee Stadium. And you deserve it. And all the fans that are around there right now, go ahead and smack them upside. Go ahead and hit them on the head with your ball caps or something. Top of the 10th inning, Royals 3, Yankees 3 here at Yankee Stadium in a very soaked stadium. Steve Howe will pitch. Leading off for the Royals is Greg Gagne. As we're here in the top of the 10th inning, another Royals extra inning game. Here's the pitch from Howe. And that is going to be a 7. That's a tough. It's an 80. And that's a fly ball to center. That's a fly ball to center field. Howe's a lefty. That ball is hit to center. Coming under it is Boston. He makes the catch. 1 out. And behind one of the cardboard fan cutouts. Doesn't matter. They'll find you. We know you're there, Bears Den 007. Security's already looking for you. Here's Jose Lean. Lean is 0 for 3. Geez, I have a lot of fun doing this. Especially with you guys in the chat. Should have just doing this a long time ago. Here's Lean. Lean is 0 for 3. Here's the pitch from Howe. That's an 8. That's an in-play. 65 won't matter. Ground ball to second base. Coming over there is Gallego. He throws to first. 2 outs. Here's Coleman. Coleman is 0 for 3 with a walk. Coleman bats .262 with 2 homers against lefties. Here's the pitch. And that's fouled away. Strike 1. Next pitch on the way, 7. It's a tough. It's a 52. And that one is a ground ball to third. Boggs has got it. He throws to first. And the inning is over. You would run him down myself, but I'm classic. Side retired, so nothing across at all. For Kansas City will go to the bottom of the 10th inning. Kansas City has to bring in a pitcher. And I really don't want to bring him in, but it's going to be Jeff Montgomery. He's their closer. 2 wins, 3 losses, a 4.03 ERA. But Jeff Montgomery has not closed, I think, any game I had him do. And I'll have to take a look. Fatigue rating is a 9. It's 6. It's 9 plus 6 plus 3 is 9. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this optional fatigue rule works as a whatever the pitcher is, whatever his fatigue level is. If it's a starter, you multiply the number by 4, and then add the difference of the D6s. But and whatever the fatigue rating level number, whatever the batter is fatigue, he suffers fatigue if the next batter after that one gets on base. Sounds a little bit, not saying it's more realistic. It seems actually easier to keep track of. So here's Jeff Montgomery pitching for Kansas City, bottom of the 10th inning in a 3-3 tie. And here's Daryl Boston for New York. Boston's walked, grounded, flied out, and received on it and got on an error. Jeff Montgomery cannot. This is not a save situation. He's trying to get the win. Here's the pitch. It's a ballpark. It's 78. That's going to be in play, though. And it's a 46, and that's a ground ball to short. That's all that's going to be. As Gagney's got it, throws to first, 1 out. And even if that was wheelhouse, it wouldn't have mattered. One man down. Here's Mike Stanley. Stanley hit a home run. He's a home run earlier. He's 2 for 4. Here's the pitch from Montgomery. That's an 11. That's a ballpark. 53. And that's going to be in play. It's a 79, and that's a fly ball to center field. Coming under that one will be Brian McRae. Makes the catch, 2 outs. Mike Stanley hit that one hard, but just not hard enough. 2 men down for Velarde. Velarde is 1 for 4. He doubled in the second. Here's the pitch. That's an 8. That's a tough. That's a 70. That's a 79, and another fly ball to center field. McRae will get under that one, and the catch is made, and nothing across for the Yankees. 10 inning of the books, still a 3-3 tie. We go to the top of the 11th inning. Steve Howe coming on to pitch for New York. And leading off for Kansas City will be Brian McRae here in the 11th. Brian McRae hit the home run in the 6th. He only hit 4 home runs in 1994, but he got a hold of that one. So here we go, top of the 11th inning. Here's the pitch to McRae from Howe. That's a tough 0-1 strikeout. And Brian McRae turned around and started walking back to the dugout. As soon as the ball crossed the plate, he already knew it was strike 3. just saw the ball cross the plate, just turned around, started walking away. He already knew that was a definite strikeout. He didn't swing at it. A big K for Howe. And the batter is Joyner. Joyner is 2 for 4. Here's the pitch. And that is a 6. That's an in-play 68. And that's a ground ball to shortstop. Coming over there is going to be Velarde. He makes the play for the second out. And that will be Bob Hamelin. I know, right? Thought that was Wheelhouse. Steve Howe does not have Wheelhouse on his card, but he does have Ballpark. Howe only gave up 2 home runs in 1994, and he pitched 40 innings. That's pretty darn good. He averages less than half a home run every 9 innings. That's pretty good. He really was their best reliever. He was also their their closer at 15 saves. He actually shared the closing duties with Wickman. Bob Hamelin, though, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Hamelin from Howe. That's a 6. That's an in-play 32. Bob Hamelin has a base hit. He gets on. A single for Hamelin. That's his second hit of the game. He goes to first. And now the batter is Gaetti. Lead rating of 4.6. He will not run. Gary Gaetti gets another chance, who hit that home run a couple of nights ago against the O's. Remember, tomorrow we got the Mets and the Astros. That's tomorrow night's 1994 season restart, only here on RJL 518. Boy, that sounded corny, didn't it? I don't care. It was fun to say. Hamelin at first, Gaetti at the plate. Steve Howe trying to get this into the bottom of the 11th. Here's the pitch from Howe. That's a 10. That's in play 13. That's going to be a base hit for Gary Gaetti. And that's more than a base hit. Coming around second is Gaetti. He's on his way to third. Hamelin scores, and the Royals have themselves a 4-3 lead as Gary Gaetti on a 13 on an in play is a triple. Gary Gaetti comes through in the clutch again. A triple for Gaetti. And the Royals now lead it 4-3. Big triple. On a 12-14 versus left-handed pitching, and he rolls a 13. A triple right into the deepest part of left center field, and he is safe at third with 2 outs. Oh, my. But what does this mean? Because we're playing payoff pitch baseball? Nothing until the game ends. So here's Felix Jose. And Steve Howe is still not. And Steve Howe is not. That was actually his fatigue batter. But he does not get fatigued unless Jose gets on there. Unless the next batter gets on. So they're going to leave Howe in there to try to close this game out. Felix Jose hits well from either side against either side of the plate. It doesn't matter. And Howe is still the better pitcher. 2 outs, and a big insurance run now on third base. Here's the pitch. And you got a few triples here and there. Here's the pitch. It's an 11. It's a tough. It's a 54. And that one's a ground ball to third. Boggs has got it. He throws to first, and the inning is over. I don't think so. I think triples are normal. Remember, a triple is actually harder to get than a home run. Triples are harder than home runs. No, I don't think so. I haven't seen that many triples. That's the first triple I think I've had that's the first triple I had, this game? I have to look. but a ground ball to third ends it. 1 run on 2 hits. We go to the bottom half of the 11th inning. It's Royals 4, Yankees 3. Gary Gaetti did hit triples. He had 3 triples. He had three triples in 1994. So I'm not saying I would know better. It's just that he had 3 triples, in 1994. So obviously he hit them. If he hit a triple, he's capable of hitting it. I don't know. I think the triples are fine. At least I haven't. I'll be. You know what? Every game I've been playing is different. Oh, D. Smith, now you show up to the game. I should have you thrown out right now, and you don't get to see the end of it. That's it for Steve Howe anyway. So the only way the Yankees get another pitcher yeah, we're soaking wet here. This is a very rainy night at Yankee Stadium. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. So Jeff Montgomery is going to try to close this game out in the bottom of the 11th. Royals 4, Yankees 3. The leadoff batter for New York is Mike Gallego. And now I got to go to the Yankee bench and see what we can do. I don't have any more shortstops unless I move Randy. No, I'm sorry. Gallego's at second base. Let's see here. Pat Kelly. Gallego's done what? Nothing. Now he's done. They're going to take Mike Gallego out. And coming on to bat for the Yankees will be Pat Kelly. Pat Kelly bats better. That's .267 with 2 home runs against righties. Kelly will also take over at second base. So Jeff Montgomery now going to try to get the win. Yeah, it was soaking wet here. The game was about suddenly rain came on. So what I did is not a rain delay. The game was going to be called. The option was, however, was to play until there was a winner. So what I did is starting the bottom half of the 5th inning, I started rolling dice. I started with a 12. If anybody has the lead, I roll dice, and after a certain roll, the game was called and the game was over. I went 12, 11, 10, 9, and then all of a sudden, the game was tied. After that, I couldn't do it anymore. And when it reached the 9th inning, we play until the game was over. So it's still pouring rain here at Yankee Stadium. But here's Pat Kelly for New York. Jeff Montgomery now trying to get the win. Another extra inning game. And D. Smith, you better watch that game against the Orioles. That Royals game also. Here's the pitch from Montgomery. Bottom of the 11th. Yankee fans still hoping they can pull something out. And that is a fouled away. Strike 1. That's a leaner. Here's the pitch again. That's a 7. That's a patient. It's a 48. And Pat Kelly gets on with a base hit. Kelly gets a single on a patient. 48, and he's safe at first. Here we go. A base hit for Pat Kelly. Pinch hit. Boy, I know how to pick pitch hitters. And the batter now for New York is Luis Polonia, and he will bat. He bats .334 against the righties. Pat Kelly on at first. He will not steal. His run rating is a 7. Really doesn't matter who's running here. So Luis Polonia is the batter. Nobody out. Bottom of the 11th. Jeff Montgomery. Here's the pitch. It's a 10. It's defense 0-3. Uh-oh. An error back to Montgomery. His His error rating is a 1, and he's not going to make the play. That's going to be an error on Jeff Montgomery. Second error on Kansas City. And now I'm going to attribute that to the weather. Let's see what kind of error it is. It's a 1-base error. So Kelly stops at second, and Polonia's on first. Jeff Montgomery gets an E. Ouch. An E1. The tying run in scoring position, winning run on base, and the batter for the Yankees is Wade Boggs. And out comes the coach to talk to Jeff Montgomery. Nobody out here, bottom of the 11th. Could the Yankees do the magic that the Royals usually do? And I'm checking the Royals pitching staff. The problem is the pitching staff, the rest of the bullpen for Kansas City is highly questionable. Montgomery's the guy to go with. Boggs is the batter. It doesn't matter who pitches. He hits well against either arm. So here we go. Nobody out. Bottom of the 11th. Royals 4, Yankees 3. Montgomery needs some magic, and so do the Yankees. Here's the pitch to Boggs. It's an 8. It's a tough. It's a 29. And that is a base hit for Wade Boggs. It's a single. A hard grounder into left field. Runner on first advances 2 bases. Runner on second scores. Tie game. Jeff Montgomery again blows it. Oh, my God. Kelly scores. The winning run is at third. Boggs comes through. And let you know, Boggs was 0 for 4 before that hit. Base hit. And we're tied at 4. With the winning run at third base. And the batter is Donnie Baseball. And again, doesn't matter who pitches. Mattingly, 299 or 307, pick your poison. It doesn't matter who pitches. I can't believe Montgomery blows it again. And pitched to Danny Tartable. And there's nobody out. It really doesn't matter to walk him. There are no outs. 2 base hits and an error. Walking Don Mattingly and pitching to Tartable. Tartable, I don't think so. Runners, if you play the infield in, that's for sure. Infield is in. Force any base. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Do you walk the bases loaded? You know what? Maybe you're yeah, they'll walk. Okay, tell you what, we'll take your advice on this. I don't think so, but we'll walk. They will walk Mattingly intentionally, and they'll pitch to Tartable. Now, Tartable bats .219 against righties. However, because of that, I have to go to the. It doesn't matter. The winning run's at third base. It doesn't matter. And the Yankees, now Danny Tartable bats .219 against righties. But the Yankees can go to the bench. And coming on to bat and taking over a DH will be Gerald Williams. Remember him? Tartable is done. Gerald Williams will come on and bat. And Gerald Williams bats .333 against righties. Force any bases correct. Infield is in. Nobody out. Tied at 4. Bottom of the 11th. Gerald Williams. The batter now. Incredible. Walk-off fastball coming up. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Jeff Montgomery. Gerald Williams. Here's the pitch. It's a 7. It's a patient. It's a 10. And it is cracked. That's a base hit. Ball game. Gerald Williams, a 10, a 7-35 base hit against right-handed hitting on a patient. Gerald Williams slaps this one into right field, falls in there. Polonia will score, and the Yankees win it 5-4. The Royals get a taste of their own medicine in this game. Ball game. If they did an intentional walk, it wouldn't have mattered. Actually, that would have, because Mattingly would have walked, but it doesn't matter. A base hit for Gerald Williams. It scores Polonia, and it's a 5-4 Yankee win. And that's the game. Can you play the outfield in? No, there's no such rule. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. That was a base hit. That wouldn't have mattered. There is no play the outfield in. Actually, that's not true. There may be. I think somebody might have made a rule for that, but I don't think that doesn't matter here. Gerald Williams goes ahead and gets a base hit, scores Polonia, and that's the ball game as the Yankees come away with a 5-4 win in 11 innings. And the Royals get a taste of their own medicine for what happened against the Orioles. You need to watch that one, D. Smith. A big win for New York at home on an ugly, wet night here in the Bronx. Let's get the final line scores here. So that was 2 runs on 3 hits. So for Kansas City, 4 runs, 3, 5, 6, 8. 4 runs and 8 hits, 2 errors. For the Yankees, 5 runs, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Howe gets the win. Steve Howe picks up the win, and Montgomery picks up the loss. As that is a big win for the New York Yankees. And again, Jeff Montgomery blows it. I got to look at something here. I'm going to go, hold on a minute. I'm going back to my thing here. I want to see something. For Kansas City, since I started this, Kansas City beat the Rangers 2-1. Montgomery was the winning pitcher there in that one. Kansas City beat the Yankees 7-5 in 10 innings on 8/16/94. Montgomery got the win there. Kansas City, Baltimore. Well, you need to watch that one, D. Smith. But that's it here. Everyone, thanks again coming here to the ballpark. Another extra inning matchup here at Payoff Pitch Baseball. I tell you the truth. I tell you, I've watched Stratomatic. I've seen APA. I've seen Inside Pitch. For some reason, I seem to get the best games of Payoff Pitch here. I don't know. I don't see many exciting games with everybody else. I see exciting games here. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, Yankees come up with the win, 5-4 here in the Bronx. Tomorrow night's game will be at the Astrodome as the New York Mets will take on the Houston Astros. As we get our first look at the Mets for the 1994 season, and also for the 1921 National League replay, which is moving with Anthony's American League replay. I'm going to try to get those games in early in the afternoon, but it's not going to be a big presentation like this. It's just going to play the game, and that's it. Anyway, thank you all for joining us. Please leave a like if you've not done so before. Thank you again. Once again, final score, Yankees 5, Royals 4. See you tomorrow night. Live long and prosper. Drive home safely, and please stay dry. Have a good night, everybody.